for tuning in to the Zip Mouth Motivation Show.
Hey, Zip Mouth, let's get it. Let's talk to each other. Elevate, divine state. Let's boost each other. Conversate, no my debate. We learning something to stimulate a greater state. Now ain't that something? Got it covered like gravy. A smothered chicken. The intellectual driven by streams and pathways to uplift. What's seeing life different becomes the way of life. Finding your inner peace and shining like beacons through the motivation. Get you moving to go and discover new things. Zip Mouth, the doors wide open. Let's elevate the game. Stimulate the brain with ways to build bridges and live some better days. Motivation is all I'm saying with Zip Mouth.
Thank you for tuning in to the Zip Mouth Motivation Show.
Hey, you beautiful people. Beautiful people. I'm trying to turn the volume up, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing today. Y'all gonna have to work with me today because my brain went in vacation mode like about 3 or 4 hours ago. I can't even begin to tell y'all. But I want to turn the volume up. And y'all know this is a real show. Y'all know this is a real show when I'm sitting up here trying to figure out how to turn the volume up so that y'all can hear me and I can hear nothing because nobody ain't talking back to me at the moment. But how y'all doing? Today is Sunday. And I know this show airs on Tuesday, but today is Sunday. And y'all, I am about to go on vacation. I'm so happy. I really am happy. Now I'm a little nervous about leaving my children and being so far away. That's the only thing that got me nervous. Other than that, I'm just like, but I mean, I feel like they'll be okay. But you know, I'm still a mom. So, but again, welcome to Zip Mouth Motivation Show, the space where we talk about transformation that starts in the inside. And transformation starts in the inside. I know people think it starts on the outside because people are always trying to fix that outer thing. And then they just figure like, I'm good now. I look good. I smell good. But wait a minute, what's going on in the inside? I'm your host, Marsha K. Of course, your mindset coach and motivator. And tonight, or whatever time it is, whatever you are, I want to speak to you. And I know I talk about this a lot, but I want to break it down because someone messaged me and they were asking me, like, I don't know if I'm in survival mode or if I'm in I'm living. And so they were asking me what the difference was between survival mode and just being themselves. So I want to come to you and speak to you about that, like the parts of you that built up walls and patterns and just different things that you built up in this survival mode. So I called this episode, and I actually asked my cousin, I was like, do you think I should call this episode this? You know, just going over a little bit of my notes. The identity you built to survive. Because we kind of do have to build an identity to survive because it's not truly us. Like when you're in survival mode, that's not you. That's somebody else. That is somebody else. That's somebody that's driven by money or driven by manipulation or driven by, that's just not you. Too many of us like walk around as a version of ourselves that we were not ever meant to be. And I will tell you, like, I definitely was one that was guilty of that for a very long time until I figured out who I really was. And I had to learn who I was and not care about what people thought about who I was. Like I realized, like, I ain't gotta be like everybody else. I don't gotta do what everybody else do. I don't gotta walk like them. I don't gotta talk like them. I don't have to think like them. I don't have to move in my life the way. I don't have to raise my kids like they do. Like you don't have to be. You don't have to be. You can just be yourself. And whatever yourself is. But sometimes you get stuck in survival mode so long that you don't know who you are. I don't know if any of y'all watch like Lifetime or like some kind of movies. I love Lifetime, but I'll be watching like that's like probably the only TV that I watch. I watch YouTube and watch Lifetime movies. But sometimes when I'm watching some of the movies, I will get into like a cop show or something where a cop has been so deep undercover for so long that they begin to commit criminal acts and it just seems like the norm for them. You get what I'm saying? Like they play this part, they've been playing this part so long and so good that like this is me now. This has become a part of me. And kind of like that's what survival mode does. It becomes a part of you. Not because you want it to be a part of you, but because it's like you in this phase of I gotta work, I gotta work, I gotta work, I gotta get it, I gotta get it, I gotta do this. I'm a hustler, I'm this, I'm that. Oh, I don't have no food, so I gotta do what the next step is, manipulate somebody to provide this thing for me. You that becomes who you are. And even, oh my goodness, like even when you try to step outside of it, you still struggle a little bit between like who you really are versus like what you used to doing. But that's normal. That's normal. No matter what anybody tells you, like that's normal. I know they say like it takes 90 days to create a new habit, but that 90 days is when you start to realize, like, oh, wait, I'm creating a new habit. But that doesn't mean that you won't go backwards or you won't slip up, or you just never know what's going to happen in that space. So let's talk about every identity we build in survival mode, because there are multiple identities that you build while you're in survival mode. And I don't have the music playing in the background because people told me they couldn't really hear me last week. And they was like, we just want to hear you, but I'm gonna play some music. I'm just playing. So that's why I don't have the music playing in the background. But we build like um these different modes during this survival mode. Some of us are like on a mission to keep us safe. So in this safe survival mode, like we want to make sure that we're safe. We're going to do everything possible to make sure we're safe, even if it's making sure like we got some big guy around us, or we got some kind of protection, or we got our head on the swivel. Every time we go somewhere, we just looking around, looking around. We could be in the daycare. If something fall, we ready to fight, or we ready to pull our gun or something crazy like that. Some of us are on that mission to keep us safe. Some of us become the strong one. We become the person that everybody leans on. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that is like always the strong one and wants to be always the strong one. When I'm having a conversation with people about being the strong one in their family, they're always like, yeah, everybody be coming to me. And I just be telling them, like, you gotta do this and you gotta do that. But I'm tired of being the strong one because that gets tiresome. Like sometimes you want to talk to somebody, like you want to say something, you want to lean on somebody, you want to like feel that same love that you're giving out to other people. You want to feel that. So some of us do become the strong one in survival mode because like no one ever showed you, like nobody has showed up for you to be vulnerable, for you to be soft, for you to feel like, what is it, what people be saying, we got to be in our soft girl era, but like for you to be in that space, nobody ever showed up for you. I tell you. I tell you, like it. So you in that survival mode, you are the strong one. Some of us become the provider because love is in your home, but it's always tied to your performance. You don't feel love unless you're taking care of somebody. You don't feel love unless you put in like money in their pocket. You don't feel love unless you're cooking all the meals and making sure the kids are going. You don't feel, because now that love is tied to what you can do. And I think that sucks because if people only love you, um, if people only love you for what you can do for them, And but you're okay with it. But what if you can't do no more? So if you can't do anymore, then they no longer need you. And this is why I always tell people, like, I don't want people to need me. I want them to want me in their life, whether it's a friend, family member, a lover, whatever. Don't need me, want me in your life. Because when you no longer need me, what happens then? Now I'm on eggshells. You don't need me no more. No, don't need me. I want you to want me. And I think it's very important for people to understand the difference between want and need. Like, if you want me, my performance doesn't matter. You want me in your life. You didn't bring me into your life for me to perform, for me to be a provider of anything, not even just money. Provider doesn't just stop at money. Provider start is many things that you provide for people. But then my performance ends. And so because I can no longer provide for you, you don't even give me time, or maybe I got sick and I couldn't perform in different areas in life anymore. So being a provider is tough too. It's almost like being the strong one, because when you're a provider, everybody's looking at you to provide them with something, and you're never getting a break. You're never getting a moment to kind of like process and think about you and think about what your next move is, or think about your next phase. You don't get that opportunity. And then some of us become the fixer. Now, the fixer is honestly my favorite, because they want to clean up everybody chaotic situation. They want to clean up every chaotic situation. But most times, the fixer has the biggest chaotic situation. It's almost like they say, therapists, like therapists or coaches or people who do medical or things of that nature. They say like they always will date or marry someone who has like some kind of mental issue. I'm not being funny. This is like a thing for real. But they would say like they would date someone who has something like a mental issue. Someone in the medical field is going to always date someone who may have some kind of ailment, some kind of illness, something going on with them. And it's because they are if they haven't came out of that survival mode of being the fixer, to be able to accept different things into their life, they find somebody who they think they can fix, who has a chaotic life, and they want to do something to make that life better. So those are like some of the basic survival modes that you could be in. And if you are in one of them, let's start changing it. But the truth is, when danger ends, those survival identities, they disappear too. So yeah, you could be the strong one. Yeah, you could be the provider. Yeah, you could be the fixer. Yeah, you could be the person who is looking for safety all the time. But it's dangerous, because those things will end. And then who are you? If you can no longer give to somebody or fix somebody's situation or protect them or provide for them, when that is gone, who are you? They don't follow you, like they just disappear. When somebody says, I no longer need you in my life anymore, who are you? In my book, Building on the Wrong Foundation, I talk about like, who are you? That's one of the first things I talk about. And I'm always asking people, like, beyond everything, but beyond being a mom, beyond being a worker, beyond every title that everybody else gives you, who are you? What title do you give yourself? And it's almost like every time I ask that question, people truly have to think. And they have to think because they don't know who they are. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying, like, at some point, we have to clean this up. At some point, we have to know who we are beyond all of the titles that everybody else gives us. Because these are some of the things that keep you in survival mode, because you're trying to be everything to everybody else, but you're nothing to yourself. And I'm just gonna let that like sink in for just 1 second. everything to everybody else, but nothing to yourself. A lot of people always say, like, I'm very nonchalant. And they always like, I know you're mad about such and such and such, and this, that, and the other. Most times I'm not. And it's not that I'm nonchalant, it's not that I don't care. It's just the fact that I know who I am to me, and I know who you are to me. And I've come to the acceptance and the understanding that I can only be me to me. What you do cannot affect who I am. Because if I allow it to affect who I am, now, one, you have control over me. Two, you're putting me in survival mode or in a mode that I don't want to be in. So that's why I said, who are you beyond all the titles that everybody else has for you? Who are you? And not like, what do you bring to their table? What do you bring to the table of being a parent? What do you bring? Not what do you bring to your own table? What do you bring? And I don't like people always think about like the basic stuff. Well, I think I'm kind. I think I'm nice. I think no, 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 no. No, 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 no. I want you to dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. Who are you? Who are you? And if you can't verbatim say it, I want you to think about it this week. And I want you to write it down. And every day when you think about something about like, this is who I am. Even if it's something like, I don't really like long walks, but but my girlfriend or my boyfriend like to go on long walks. I don't like long walks. Write it down. I'm a person who does not like long walks. It's okay. It is okay to be you. It is okay to be you. And like I said, when these things are no longer needed now, here comes the danger. You know what I'm saying? You start protecting, like you're not protecting anymore. You're not providing anymore. You're no longer needed to be safe or feel safe because now someone's protecting you. So you don't need safety. So then you start protecting your peace like it's pain. A lot of people like, I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my peace. But I always ask them, like, are you protecting your peace or are you building a wall because you've been through so much pain, but you don't want to heal the pain? You just want to build this wall to protect the peace that you are imagining that you have when you really don't have peace because you're really thinking about all of the stuff that people have done to you and you haven't healed from that stuff. So you're really not at peace. You're still in. Y'all hear me? You understand what I'm saying? So we start protecting peace like it's pain. You start rejecting softness like it's a weakness. My son did a speech today. He did a speech, or not a speech, like he did a talking, like he was talking. He had his turn to do his little piece. And when he got up in front of everybody, he was all strong. His little face was strong. And to me, they still look like babies, and I know he's like a grown man and I see like his bone structure and everything changing and stuff. But to me, they still look like babies. And so when he got up to speak, he was like all strong. He was like holding it together. And then, like he just broke down. And in front of a room full, mostly, I think it was mostly men in this room, he was vulnerable. And he showed that softness. And I like that he said, my mom taught me, like, it's okay if a man cries. It doesn't make you weak because you cry or because you have a soft side. And I understand, like, the world tells people that, but it's good to be, like women, we can be tough or we could be soft. So explain to me why everybody can't be that way. And I tell my kids, my boys, I say, it's good to cry. Because sometimes when you crying and those tears falling out your eyes, or you screaming, or you screaming in the pillow, or you going outside to scream, or you in your room and you just like, and you just start crying. It does something for you. It breaks something in you. So it's not a weakness, it's a strength. It's giving you that power up, it's giving you that clarity to get all of that stuff out of you and just, uh. So when you start rejecting that softness like it's weakness, that's an issue. And that's an issue for everybody. And the moment someone tries to love you, it feels different. It feels like you flinch a little bit. You flinch when somebody says like I love you. You flinch when somebody says I care. Not because you don't want love, but because your body doesn't know safety without struggle. Like your body doesn't know safety without being in this survival mode. Ask yourself right now, who did I become? Who who did I become to survive? Like who did you become to survive? Like what person are you? What things, what habits do you have that you like, I don't want to have these habits. I don't want to be this person, but I gotta get it. I don't want to be like, so what habits, what bad habits have you pulled into yourself in order to survive? The scary part is though, the scary part is that survival starts to feel like it starts to feel normal. It starts to feel normal to be up on the hustle and bustle. It starts to feel normal to walk out your door and the first thing you think about is manipulating somebody because you have to eat tonight. Those things start feeling normal because you're so used to doing it. You wake up every day operating from that place of overworking, overgiving, overthinking, just avoiding the feeling of being like you're avoiding that feeling of feeling unsafe, feeling secure. But the thing about it is, it's not security within yourself. I mean, on the outside, it's the security within yourself. You're overworked, you're overgiving, possibly, you're overthinking, definitely, just to avoid that feeling of being unsafe. To be honest, like some of you don't know who you are without the pain, without that survival mode, without that overthinking, without that overgiving, without that allowing people to use you. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are without something to fix. That's for the fixer. I talk to people all the time and I always tell them, like, you cannot save people until you save yourself. If your cup is running over into the saucer, you never give from your cup. You give from your saucer only because that's the thing that you have to give. You always have to have a reserve. Like you have to have something for you. And I know like the world makes that seem like it's selfish. You're supposed to give all the time, but you can't give what you don't have. If you don't have mental, you cannot give mental. If you don't have strength, you cannot give strength. So you have to replenish from somewhere, and it has to be a cup. If you're going to give something out, it has to come from the saucer. Some of you don't feel whole without like someone to save or a problem to solve. People will say, like, Marsha, you be working all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. Most of the time, I be working for myself. It's like unpaid, like unpaid work for myself. And I do, but I'm not working for others. I'm working for me. I put other people on the calendar and they get a couple of days. And then after that, it's all about me. It's all about what I want to do, how I want to do it, where I want to go, what I need to do for myself. Because some of the things that you do for people, they could really do for themselves, but they would prefer not to do that for yourself. And I'm a big component of independence. I love independent people. I love people that get up and do it for themselves and have it halfway together or some way what together. Like they're able to achieve a goal, even if it's one goal at a time. You don't have to watch them. You don't have to. And if they teachable, I will teach them. But I love independence. I love independence. So when you're trying to get out of the survival mode, you got to be careful that you're not holding on to things. You're not holding on to want to fix people and want to help them survive, and they're choosing not to survive. They're choosing not to survive. But here's where like the rewiring starts. When you realize that your worth doesn't depend on your wounds, that's like when I realized that my worth did not depend on my wounds, it didn't matter what I went through at that point. It did not matter at all what I went through because my worth is not dependent on these wounds. Just because I went through XYZ thing and I was this, that, and the other, and I was this, that, and the other, and I had just because all of that stuff happened, that does not mean that I have to stay stuck in that place and I have to glorify the fact that I went through a struggle in order to say, like, that makes me worthy. I was already worthy before that stuff happened, and I'm worthy after that stuff happens. But we get stuck in these spaces where we feel like our wounds are so important and we want them to be validated so bad that unless we can, I'm worth, all of this stuff makes me worthy. I was molested as a child. That makes me worthy. I was beat up last night by my boyfriend. That makes me worthy. No. That's you holding on to pain. That's you staying stuck in survival mode. Instead of coming out of that and learning, like, okay, you know what? I was molested as a child. I didn't get the opportunity to tell on that person, or I didn't get the opportunity to tell that person that they hurt me. So you know what? They may not be in this world anymore, or you may not know where they are. They may, whatever. I'm gonna write them a letter. And I'm gonna burn that letter. And after that, I'm gonna let that thing go and I'm gonna move forward. Because the only way for you to know your worth is to start to heal. And I don't know why I said that, and I don't know why I picked that, but somebody knows. You can honor who you had to be to survive, of course. Validate that you went through those things and that you made it out. I'm excited for you. I'm happy that you made it on the other side of pain. And you should be excited and happy that you made it on the other side of pain. But you also should want to outgrow that version of yourself. Outgrowing the pain. Because it's time. It's time to outgrow the pain. You can't stay there. A lot of times people will say, like, I drink a lot because I've been through so much stuff. Or I smoke a lot because this is what happened to me. And I let them be. I let them be who they are. But I instantly start to send that positive energy to them for healing, because you're not doing those things because that's what you went through. Because you and I both know that's not helping. You and I both know that is not helping. You're doing those things because it's easier to stay in that pain, and it's comfortable to stay in that pain. It feels like this is the norm for you. But I'm telling you, it's not. It's not normal. And you don't have to stay there. And you may still stay there after you listen to me say that it's not. You may still stay there. And guess what? That's okay. Because life is a journey, step by step, moment by moment. You cannot force anybody to heal. You can only give them the tools to heal. But you cannot force them to heal. How many of you wear like your mistakes so heavy? Like some of us wear like our mistakes so heavy, you don't even know what your real face looks like. You beat yourself up every day after day after day, beating yourself up. Every day. You'll say, I'm good, put on the mask. I got it, put on the mask. I don't feel like I need anybody, put on the mask. This is the one thing that I like is like my pet peeve. My pet peeve when people say like, and they say that, well, I hear people say this to other people. I don't give a about nothing. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And please don't let me be there because I'm gonna be like, yes, you do. Because you do. We all care about something. We get upset and we get frustrated and then we say things that we don't mean. But once you spew those words out your mouth, somebody heard them and now they going through that same pain that you got pain inflicted on you, or you were hurt about something and then you instantly went and hurt somebody the same way that you was hurt. How is that? And this is why I tell people, like, I don't argue with nobody. Because when people start arguing, they start saying things that they don't mean. And then they put the mask on. They say, I'm good. They put the mask on. I got it. They put the mask on. I don't care about nothing. They put the mask on. Because deep down inside, they do care. You can look in somebody's eyes that say that they don't care about nothing. They tired of this and they tired of that and they don't want this and that. And if you look in their eyes, you can see the hurt. You can see the hurt. You can see the pain. You can see that they stuck like in that survival mode. And the reason why we wear those masks, like we'll say I'm good when we really not good, or we'll say I got it when I really don't got it, or we'll say I don't need anybody or I don't need nobody in my life when we really want people to be in our life. We wear those masks because vulnerability once got us hurt. Being vulnerable in front of somebody who was immature and didn't know how to treat a person that was being vulnerable with them, it got them hurt. But the irony is this, though. Those masks that once kept us safe are now keeping us stuck. I was be telling people, like, just because one person did something to y'all, and please excuse me, but I'm always missing one strap for whatever reason. I'm always like this. But those masks that once kept us safe, they now keep us stuck. And they keep us stuck because we change every time somebody does something to us that we don't like, or we're in a vulnerable state and they mistreat us. We take that mistreatment that they gave us and then we put up walls for the next person or the other people that come in our life. It doesn't even have to be the next person. It could be other people that come in our lives. So this person hurt you. Person A hurt you, did whatever they did, said whatever they said while you were in your vulnerable moment. Now, person B comes into your life, has no intentions to do anything that person A does, but person B is having to pay for what person A does. That's not fair. That person mistreated your vulnerability, but that person B did not. So with person B, you really should be able to take the mask off. But sometimes we get stuck in those spaces where we can't take the mask off because we are so scared that person B is going to do what person A did. And it's normal. But when you become conscious of it, little by little start changing. Because now person A, in a sense, controls you. They own you. Because person A has changed you so much that you're not even yourself anymore. Now you're wearing a mask. You're walking around here talking about, I'm real. But you're not real because person A changed you. And they going off to live their real life. And you still carrying the pain. You still wearing the mask. You still saying you all right when you're not all right. I love when I'm in the grocery store and I ask, like person could be standing in front of me. They might look back. We made eye contact. If we made eye contact, I'm definitely about to speak. How you doing? I'm doing well. How you doing? I'm not doing so good. Oh, what's wrong? Like it always kind of surprises me. Like, did they say they're not doing? But guess what? They felt like, wait a minute, this person honestly, actually, genuinely asked me how I was doing. They really want to know. And I do. How are you doing? I'm not doing good. Okay, what happened? And then they start to talk. And that's okay. I think sometimes we should take like a moment, like we should take a breather. We be on the hustle and bustle all the time that we don't even have human interaction anymore. Like we don't really talk to people. Do y'all notice like when you walk into places, and I think I said this before, but it's getting worse. When you walk into like grocery stores, for instance, you can't really connect with people because people are like looking down, they looking to the left, they like scared to talk. And I'm not a big talker, but one thing I'm gonna do when I walk into a space is, "How y'all doing? Hey, y'all," whatever. And I'm making eye contact with whoever in there. Sometimes, even when I'm at the register and I'm like on the phone, I'll tell the person like, "Hold on for a second," and I'll put the phone in my purse or put the phone on the little thing or whatever, so that I can interact with a human. Because I'm one of them people that be yelling at the automated service. I do not want to talk to you. Like literally, I don't want to talk to you. Hitting zero like crazy. Sometimes they click me over there. Other times they be hanging up like, please try back at another time. What? Be having me hot. But you keep wearing that mask because you're vulnerable. And they're keeping you stuck. They're keeping you like in the same place. They block out the kind of connection and healing that you really need. That you're really trying to, like you're trying to aspire for this. You're trying to get to that next level. You're trying to step out into a different space. You can't heal while pretending. And I know some people think that you can, but you can't. You cannot heal while you're pretending. It doesn't add up. You pretending like you're okay, but then you know you're not okay. And then you saying, I'm healing. No, you're not. No, you're not. Sometimes you have to tell people like, I'm not okay. When I'm not feeling like I want to, I don't want to talk. I don't have nothing to talk about. I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I'm mad. I'm blah, 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 whatever. People who love you, they don't care either. They don't care. They're like, okay, that's how you feeling? You want to talk about it? No. They might still want to talk about it. Or they might say, okay, well, let us know when you want to talk about it. They're not judging you. That's the people that love you now. I'm talking about the people that love you. You can't grow while pretending you're okay. I don't know why we think we could do this. I'm in pain, but I'm trying to grow. I don't want to grow. I want to stay stuck. I like this pain. I'm used to this pain. I'm gonna stay right here for a little bit, but I'm gonna grow. When? When? When do you decide like I'm really going to grow? You cannot rewire your mindset if you refuse to expose it. It's a no judgment zone. First thing I tell my clients when they first get with me the first time, this is a no judgment zone. I don't care what it is, you can say it. If you want to cuss, cuss. If you want to scream, scream. If whatever you want to say, you have the opportunity right now while we're in session to say whatever you want to say. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to look at you strange. I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't believe you said that. You're not going to hear it on the podcast unless some of my clients, they be like, you need to share this on your podcast. They so funny. But you need to share this on your podcast. And when the moment comes up, I will share it. But for the most part, you're not going to hear it on. You can say whatever you want to say. Because I want you to expose whatever it is, the ickies of the ickies, the nasty of the nasty, the frustration, the pain, the time when you was vulnerable and everybody laughed at you in the classroom when you was a kid. I want you to bring all of that stuff up because it's important. It's important for you to start your healing process. And I want to say, like, let's slip the mask off, but I want you to take the mask off when you're ready. But maybe you can lift the mask a little bit and breathe and see that it's okay to be you. It's okay to expose the truth. Your pain is validated. But in order for you to step outside of the survival mode, you're going to have to expose yourself. You're going to have to look at every little thing, every little detail about who you are that has you stuck in these survival modes, whether it's the fix it, the strong one, whether it's the provider, whether it's the person who being used all the time, wherever you are right now, you have to expose it. Underneath all those layers of like underneath all of the layers, it's like your attitude, your frustration, your pain. Underneath all those layers is the authentic you. But you got to peel them back. You got to start like opening them up, peeling them back. Is the authentic self is under there. The you before the pain. The you before people told you who you should be, which is aggravating. It's aggravating when people tell people like who they should be. Who should you be? I don't know. The you before people, the you before you existed in somebody else's life. The you before you learned what love hurts versus pain. The you before you start trying to prove your worth. Explain your emotions. I be telling people, don't be explaining your emotions to people. You feel how you feel, it's okay. It's okay. When you reconnect with that version, you stop asking for permission to exist. You stop asking people for permission to exist. Just be yourself. You stop negotiating your peace and you start living and not performing. You take the mask off. This is the authentic me. This is who I am. Before all of this stuff happened, I'm taking off the mask. I don't need information from you. You can be quiet because I'm tired of telling me who you think I should be. Like when you start, I don't know, I can't remember what movie it was, but I know it was a movie where it was like, you shut up, you shut up, you shut up. Like they was telling everybody to shut up. Sometimes you have to tell people that. You have to tell them like enough is enough. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your mouth. I absolutely don't want to hear it. You start living and not performing. To put on a facade for anybody. It's okay to be the true you. This is what happens when you start rewiring your mindset. It's all about coming back home to you, not the person who shaped the fear, but the person who guided by faith, intuition, and freedom. Like now, these are the things that you're guided by. Let's be honest though. Letting go of survival identity feels like a death for some people. And it hurts. And I'm telling you, I've known people to let go of that survival mode and they will call and they will be crying, they will be upset, they will not understand like what's happening, like they doing so good, but now they wanted to go back and now they want, and I always tell them like, it's okay. This is normal. Because a piece of you that has been attached to you for so long, you are giving up and you're saying, bye, I gotta leave you. And it feels like one of you leaving one of your kids behind because survival has been with you for that long. It has become your norm. It has become your way of life. And now guess what? You're elevating, you're escalating, you're going to a top, you're going to another level, you're becoming a new person, you're talking a different way, you walking a different way, you moving a different way. And all of that looks a little bit confusing for you because guess what? I've never been outside of my neighborhood. Now you taking me over here. I don't feel comfortable. I don't like the way this feels. This don't feel right. Now I need to go back. But you wasn't doing anything over there. You didn't have anything. You was in pain. You was frustrated. You was tired of people. You was tired of situations. You was tired of this living. You wasn't doing nothing over there. But for whatever reason, you want to go back. Absolutely not. It's going to hurt. I'm telling you right now, when you step away from survival mode and you get ready to step into real growth, and this authentic you is not going to feel comfortable because you have been everything that you were not for so long that you started to feel like it was part of you. Like when I talked about the detective in the beginning, he had been a doggone, he's a detective, but he had been undercover so long, he didn't even know who he was anymore. And that's us. That's us most of the time when we stuck in survival mode. It's a false death that you're going to feel. It's a false death. But what's dying is not you. What's dying is the story that you kept telling yourself. And I think last week is when I say, like, some of us be lying to ourselves for years. We know stuff ain't true. We just done told ourselves that this is the truth for so long that we start believing it. And those are the things that start to change when you come out of survival mode. You rewind your mindset, means learning to feel safe, learning new emotions, joy, rest, trust, receiving. I remember, like, and I know some people gonna be talking trash to me, but sometimes rest is not normal for me. It's not. It's just like, okay, I'll do this. Oh, okay, I'm finna get up and do that. Oh, I need to go do this. And it has become my reality. Until I really think about it, I'm like, oh, I need to lay down. I've been asleep all day. I need to relax. And that is part of you coming from out of the survival mode. Now you laughing a lot. And you looking around like every time you laugh, you're looking at the people around you like, they talking about me? I'm looking funny because I'm laughing too much? No. It was the old environment that you was in that they was looking funny at you because you was laughing too much. We don't care about you laughing over here. We don't care about you receiving over here. We're not jealous of that. So you have to decide like where you want to be, the space you want to be in. You're no longer in danger. You no longer have to be a protector. You no longer have to be a provider. You no longer have to do any of those things. Rewire your mindset means learning to feel safe in new emotions. New emotions. It means letting your nervous system know that you are no longer in danger. That peace does not mean punishment. It means presence. It means I'm here. I have arrived. I'm my authentic self. When you finally release those survival versions, you start attracting experiences that match yourself and that start to heal you. And that's why you start acquiring like new friends. And like your old friends be like, oh, no, we don't trust them. You don't even know them people. But you would expect for them to trust you. Do y'all be listening to yourself? You expect for them to trust you, but then you don't trust them because they different from you. They don't do the same things as you. They don't talk like you. Hmm. When you finally release those survivor versions, you start attracting great experiences. Great experiences. So if you're in a survival mode right now, like right now at this moment, I want you to start processing like, who am I outside of this? And I'd say this a lot, and I'm gonna say it over and over again. When you close your eyes, who is the person that you see? What do you see? And don't leave it at the limiting belief of I want to be rich. Because money is easy. Money comes, money flows. It's just a lot of times money be flowing and people Money be flowing in people's hand and it be flowing right out of their hand because they don't treat it properly. So, who are you when you close your eyes and when you envision yourself? Who are you? Who are you mentally? Who are you physically? And who are you emotionally? And when you get those three things down, then I want you to say, like, mentally, physically, emotionally. But then what do you value? What are your morals? What are you teaching your kids? We always stop at this limiting thing of, I want to be rich, I want a big house, and I want a nice car, and I want a stable income. All of that stuff is easy when you're your authentic self. When you peel back those layers of pain and frustration and hurt, and when you start peeling that stuff back, those things are easy. They come, and it comes easily. You start to notice opportunities instead of limited to yourself to this. We all want to be rich, so we playing the lottery. By the way, I don't know how to play. I know how to get like scratch offs and stuff, but I don't know how to play like that little lottery where people be having that little green pencil. I don't know how to do that because I don't play the lottery. From time to time, I get some scratch offs. I don't never win though. I probably should stop doing that because like a waste of money. Sometimes I win, but not all the time. But who are you? Who are you? You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to meet the version of you that doesn't need to fight for peace. The version of you that doesn't need to prove who she or he is and just deserves like softness, deserves love. That's not stuck in survival mode. You owe that to yourself. You owe that to yourself. Y'all, I talk so much. It's time to go. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I am officially on vacation. I hope that y'all have a wonderful night, evening, day. Don't forget to tap into Zip My Motivation on 101.5 Indie Radio every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Check out my social medias. Follow me on social media. Zip My Motivation on every platform except for my personal Facebook page, which is Demasha Katrina. I accept everybody. So, and you can just look at my page. You could just follow me and look at my page. None of my identity is a secret. Like, it's just not a secret. If somebody steal it, they're going to be mad. But because they're going to be like, this is a lame identity. We giving it back. But so definitely go and follow. Interact. You interact, I interact, we interact, and that's how you build community. Check out the link in my bio for the Rewiring Your Mindset. Early bird special, $35. Late bird, I already know. So I love y'all. I respect y'all. I know that you could be better than what you are. And I know that you can step outside of this survival mode and come into greatness, empowerment, strength, all of the above. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you for tuning in to the Zip Mouth Motivation Show.
Hey, Zip Mouth, let's get it. Let's talk to each other. Elevate, divine state. Let's boost each other. Conversate, no matter debate. We learning something to stimulate a greater state. Now ain't that something? Got it covered like gravy. A smothered chicken. The intellectual driven by streams and pathways to uplift. What seeing life different becomes the way of life. Finding your inner peace and shining like beacon through the motivation. Get you moving to go and discover new things. Zip Mouth, the doors wide open. Let's elevate the game. Stimulate the brain with ways to build bridges and live some better days. Motivation, that's all I'm saying with Zip Mouth.